Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Silver. In the last episode we made it all the way up to Morty after defeating our rival. And now we've got a gym badge to get. This is Morty, the ghost type gym leader. We have just cannonballed through his little helpers on the way here. Because, look, the only choices for ghost type Pokemon in the second generation, there's not very many of them. So basically we've only had Gastlers and Haunties, as they're famously called. I'm hoping that this guy has a bit something to mix it up a bit. I'm pretty sure Misdreavus appears in this generation, so it would be good if he had one of those. But in the meantime, our Kadabra, which is now the most powerful member of our party, we'll just do a clean sweep, because all of his ghost types are part poison type. So let's just keep on rolling. It's very nice that we have this Kadabra, because this would not necessarily have been a very easy gym without this Kadabra, but with it we basically have a hard counter to this gym, which is very nice. Alright, so what have you got for me? Gengar? That's a new one. We haven't actually seen a Gengar before. Gengar is the best. Look at this Gengar. Gengar was one of the Pokemon introduced at like the start of the anime, and like they're battling it off on the TV or whatever. And you saw this Gengar, and it just looked cool. And you're like, I want a Gengar. It's still not strong enough to stand up to a higher level Kadabra using a super effective move on it. But there's very little that is. And no, this is not... I guess this isn't the... Is it? Maybe it is the gen they added Misdreavus, but he just doesn't have one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have trouble remembering the distinction between like some of the older generations of like... Wait, was that one introduced in Gen 3, 4, or 5? I don't know, like if you showed me a Pokemon, I'd be like, oh, that's that Pokemon. If you ask me which generation it comes from, some of them I'm a bit foggy on. Did you get my my funny joke? Because this is the fog badge. If you didn't get my funny joke, I'm explaining it to you to make it less funny. Pokemon that know Surf will be able to use that move anytime. So we now have the ability to Surf, which is pretty major. We also receive Shadow Ball, which is finally what I have been waiting for, to make one of our Pokemon finally viable just as a Pokemon. Ghastly's only move, which doesn't just do, because Nightshade is a set amount of damage depending on what level Ghastly is, but Lick had about 20 attack power. Shadow Ball has about 80 attack power, so is actually... It's the equivalent of Ghastly taking 4 turns to do Lick. And we finally have... Yeah, so this finally puts Ghastly on the map. You may have also noticed when we went in here, off screen, I also brought Pitbull up to a respectable level. So we actually have a pretty solid team right here. Whether they all stay, you know, I'm not sure. If I see a new Pokemon that just, you know, I'm like, oh, we really need that type coverage in here, and it's a really cool Pokemon and I have a cool idea for it, we'll switch in a new Pokemon. But for the moment, we finally have like a solid team of Pokemon that each sort of fit an important part of our team. Pitbull fits the important part of our team of being Pitbull. Kadabra is a psychic type, has fire moves. Ghastly is a ghost type, which means that normal moves, which are very prevalent in this generation, just don't affect it at all. It now has Shadow Ball. Soldier Boy is our electric typer. Flow Rider has a water and ice type. And Sudowoodo has fighting and rock type moves. And has been doing pretty well. If we were to get rid of anyone, Sudowoodo is probably the most the most likely at this point in time, but we'll have to see. So what we're going to do here is, we went to this tower before to fight the rival, but we didn't go through properly, partly because I hadn't taught Rock Smash to anyone yet. So we needed it to get on through to where we needed to go. Coughing is pretty cool, but not cool enough. But he will give us a very important thing. I stopped leveling Pitbull before he hit the same level as everyone else, because something very special happens at level 23 with Pitbull. That's right. On our second episode with Pitbull, he's going to go straight into evolution. Your Pitbull evolved into Granbull. So we had a Snubbull for an episode. Now we have a Granbull. Granbull, as far as stats go, is actually going to be one of our what's the term? Our stronger physical attackers. So if we go into here, have a look at the stats. Attack 67. So if you compare that to, Kadabra has a special attack of 81. So you can see, basically, currently our physical attack specialist is Pitbull, and our special attack specialist, they don't ever use the term magic, but he's a magician, is Kadabra. And I taught it the Headbutt TM, which is a pretty strong move, so we're all set really for some really strong damage. P.S. The trainers here I defeated off screen. I know I do that a lot, but I was leveling up Pitbull. So what we're here for is for this. So you can see these doggos have turned into multicolored doggos and have run off. This is a very important thing. Coffee. For a second I was like, wait, hold on. Is there a battle with one of them? I only remembered them running off. But no, it was just a coughing appearing at an interesting time. Oh, that was a crushing defeat right there. So now that we have scared off some doggos and we've beaten the gym leader, all in about half an episode, what are we going to do next? Well, there's a few things we could do. Now that we have Surf, we could go back to our starting zone and just like surf off into the distance from there, but for now we're going to head generally in this direction. Here is Route 38. You may remember it as this patch of grass I was running back and forward on to catch Snubbull, but I haven't completed the whole route yet. There's still a bunch of trainers around here who have some words to say to us. Hi, aren't you a cute trainer? May I see your Pokemon? That seems to be a coded signal for I'm a normal type Pokemon trainer at this point. Let's see if that's correct, or if that's just no. Okay, that's just what lasses say as opposed to what, because they were all saying that in the in Whitney's gym. So we're gonna bring out Pitbull, because why not? Pitbull has a strong head. Pitbull can headbutt like nobody's business. And until we get Strength, which is slightly better than Headbutt, or Headbutt has a flinch, but it only matters if Pitbull ever moves first. But Strength is slightly more powerful, so we'll upgrade then. But for now, Headbutt is basically, the A game for Pitbull here, for Mr. Worldwide. So let me just see if I have any Paralyzed Heal. I foolishly sold most of my healing stuff because I wanted to afford some elemental punches. So For now, let's switch in Ghastly. And hello, Gina Picnicker. Good evening. This is Gina. Do you want to battle? I'm going to win this time. I'll be waiting for you around Route 34. That is the Picnicker below Goldenrod City, so I might remember that at some point. Hello. Let me try something I learned today. I'm going to try something I learned today too, so we're all set. Unless you have a normal type Pokemon. Oh, Schoolboy Chad sent out Mr. Mime. Perfect. That's literally the Pokemon that I wanted to see. That's not true. I never want to see Mr. Mime, but Shadow Ball is a move I wanted to use. This is weak to Shadow Ball. Finally, Ghastly has a powerful move, even though I say powerful, but Mr. Mime is a bit of a annoyance, so it didn't. I was planning to kill him one hit, but no. Ghastly's still stat-wise not great. Haunter's the evolution to Haunter should be in a few levels, but yeah, that would have taken, like, as I was saying, literally Shadow Ball is 4 times more powerful, I think, than Lick. Oh yeah, so that's someone I defeated while I was running back and forth around here trying to get my Snubble, and I added her to my call list. Route 39, Olivine City to Kritiak City, or however you pronounce that. Let me see what your Pokemon are capable of. Oh, don't worry, my Pokemon are capable of lots of things. I actually finally have a team that I'm pretty happy with, so I'd like to see how you fare against them. Alright, Slowpoke. Face this Shadow Ball. A ball made out of shadow. Which also, yeah, but it also makes their special defense lower occasionally, which is very nice for an 80 power, I think, move. For it to have another bonus effect is actually, it's really good. But I guess it has to be because, well, without this Shadow Ball, Ghastly is just a pain. Like, Lick is not strong enough for any, even against Pokemon that are weak against Lick. Lick takes like 6 moves to beat it. It was just a travesty. Alright, Slowpoke, you're gonna try to use Water Gun, huh? I've evolved past Water Gun. Which is to say, I have Surf instead of Water Gun, which is a lot more gnarly, as they say in California, probably. Because everyone knows that's what they say in California. They say, whoa dude, gnarly. I'm just waiting for all the comments explaining to me that that's not how everyone talks in California. I know, I've been to Los Angeles like 4 times. I went because E3 is there. That's just a surfer stereotype. And hello, speaking of E3, here's some nerds with a Pikachu. Yeah, isn't it so nice for Ghastly to finally be able to kill things on its own? It's a Christmas miracle. Even though it's a long way from Christmas, actually. But it's like an Easter miracle. Close enough. Hi Cody, how are you? While shopping today I saw this adorable doll, so I bought it with your money. Ha! Alright, thanks. Thanks for your help. So if we have a look at this, no, it's not this sign. This is the Route 39 sign. If we have a look at this sign, it should tell us this is Moo Moo Farm. One of my favourite stages in Mario Kart 64. I'll see you next episode.